In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. A very interesting technique has been devised about why, how can we become happy, and why do we remain unhappy? This is something to be talked about. I listened it from Naeem Bhatt Sahib. He's a motivational speaker and appears on the YouTube so frequently. He has shared a very good technique, and he did tell us the way to remain happy. Prior to going there, I should like to speak upon how do we remain unhappy. By the way, how do we remain unhappy? By the way, we need to understand it first. And if at all we do understand it well, it will become relatively easy to start becoming happy, or it will become relatively easy to understand the technique which is going to be talked about today, the technique to become a happy human being. We all, we are obviously, the life contain all sort of events. We do face and encounter the items of happiness as well as that of unhappiness. Sometimes we are found happy, sometimes we are found unhappy. For the people, particularly for the people who remain unhappy for most of the time, why do they do that? They keep remembering the bad items happened to them in the past. They keep remembering the bad items which happened to them in the past. Also, that they remain afraid of the future. They have certain fears. This might happen, that might happen, this might happen, and that might happen. This is something, the unpleasant events of the past and the feared, unpleasant, difficult, sometimes worst event happening in the future. I think that we people should start writing a kind of diary, which actually we do write already. We do write it in the mind. It automatically gets written upon our mind. Whatever pleasant or unpleasant happened to us, usually we remember the unpleasant events happened in the past because the diary in the mind can be accessed in a split second. It can be accessed so easily. For that reason, we keep remembering whatever happened to us in the past, and it was not pleasant enough. It was not pleasant enough. Keeping in view whatever happened in the past, we remain afraid and fearful about the future as well. We are of the view that the things like that could happen in the future. Not only that the things like this one, rather the things which could be much, much worse than this one as well. Because I'm getting weaker, etc., etc., etc. I think we should, this is how we remain unhappy. This becomes the cause of our unhappiness, the biggest single cause of our unhappiness. And if at all, these are the wounds of the past. These are the wounds of the past, supposed to heal with the passage of time. But we keep refreshing those wounds of the past by remembering them and by remembering them often. We keep refreshing those events, which is really, really, really bad. Does it stop the process of getting healed? It does not. But it definitely slows down. It reduces the speed of getting healed. That is the trouble with us. So the healing of that wound will take more time and maybe much more time. So we need to do just the opposite of it. Now, by discussing whatever, why do we remain unhappy, it has become easy to understand why to stop becoming unhappy and why to start living happy. Start living happy means start living happy means we need to stop writing the pleasant events. We need to stop writing the pleasant events, which also actually get written on our mind. Simply, we need to keep remembering. Simply, we need to keep remembering all the good which happened to us, and we should also expect that this will happen to me in the future as well. We keep remembering the pleasant items of the past on the one hand. On the other hand, we need to keep remembering. We need to keep imagining rather, that the good things like that or even the better things will happen to me in the future as well, inshallah. So this is the kind of technique which we need to keep writing the pleasant events of the past. We need to keep remembering it so often, keep accessing it so often, and not only this thing, rather we need to keep imagining that a thing like this one, that the events like this one will keep happening to me in the future as well. Thank you.